Good night, baby, itching down and took a 6 inch pin at the feet of my skull. I always hope that everybody come on just like me, listening to some music, getting yourself in it. Hey, Dana. Jane running through the middle of my head. And it's so funny, my music gods always hear me. Because I was sitting and thinking as I was getting ready for my music, like, oh, let me go ahead and go in and put on my playlist so I can hear I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. And sure enough, right before I just came to go live, you know what just came on? Bruce, I'm on fire. The music guys, they heard me. But it's a whole different, hey, Susan. Hey, Heidi. Heidi said she's going to step out. Hey, Heidi, in case you're listening. But I'm telling you guys, it's the music guys. And like, when I say I'm on fire, like there's literally a fire burning inside of me to do this, not to, let me tell you something. I definitely, like I said, I didn't come to correct nobody. I didn't come to change anybody. I didn't come to check anybody. I truly just came to be me and then to prove, one, that I am enough. I don't have to be anybody else. I don't want to be anybody else. And also to prove that good is more than there is bad. The bad is all we see. Hey, sassy nerd girl. I tell you, every time I see your name, I swear something makes me think of my daughter. So I got a space for you. I don't even know how old you are, but there's something in you. It has to be that your whole love for Beauty and the Beast. I don't know, but it's just something. But anyway, guys, I truly just come on here to be me. I remember at times, like you go places and people say, oh, Danny gonna get hood, or, Danny gonna do this. But it was almost like it was bad, and I wasn't bad. I always felt like I always stuck up for the people who no one did. And I always felt like anytime I was in so-called the in crowd or with the populars or with the cool people, that it was my duty. It was my duty to change something. So, for example, if I was in a group of people and they were making fun of somebody, I'd always be the one like, I'll leave them alone. And then I wouldn't hesitate to be around that person because I didn't feel like because what you thought of them made them what they were. And even if it was, and so for me, I just always have been me. And so if you know me outside of this, if you knew me outside of this, what you know is this is exactly who I am. Of course, you try to bring it, it'll definitely take me back to the side and I hate to even say the side I am no more because it's a part of me. It's a part of me that I was, and it was a part of me that protected me, and it protected others too. It really did, because when people trust you, they'll listen to you. So there'd be times I could be sitting in the midst of the BS, and we'd be planning to do some more BS, and then certain things I just say, hey, you know what, guys, I don't think we should do that, and people would listen, and I realized there was a power in that. And there was a power in respecting everybody. And there was a power in people telling you things and you not, no matter what happened, going back and repeating it. There was a power to that. There was a power. Now, in my dark moments, that same power was my kryptonite. Because some of those people, when they turned on you, though, as loyal as I've been, as true as I've been, as understanding as I've been, and then I would think about, taking their kryptonite and throwing it at them, But then I would think, like, that don't make me no better than them. And then there'd be times when I'd have to hit them dead with their own stuff. But I never felt better. I felt just like them. Meaning that I felt just like I felt when they did it. I'd have buddies and people around me, and they would do things, and I would think like, hey, Debbie. I would always think like, why are they doing that? Like, what is their purpose of that? Yeah, I remember one day being young, and we were riding down the street, and it was probably 2, 3 in the morning. And my buddy's just like, I'm just looking for somebody who's slacking, who's slipping. And I said, somebody's slacking? And they said, yeah, I'm looking for somebody slacking. I'm going to catch them slacking and we going to take them. I said, like, rob them? They said, hell yeah, if they out here slipping. I said, hey, man, you ever been robbed? Because if you have, that shit don't shake. Like, it don't shake. It don't shake. I've been robbed before. You know what I mean? I'm talking about somebody up and dump on you and robbing you. And I remember in my robbery being like, what you taking, I can't never get back. Like, it's not as simple as buying it. I just can't get it back. They didn't care. And then it shook how I felt about people. So I'm like, I'm not that. Let me out the car, dog. They, you gonna act like that and you don't even know these people and we ain't gonna do it to your friend or your family. I told them, I don't care who you're doing it to, you're not gonna do it with me. With me, like you just can't do it with me. And then we changed, and that night we just went and chilled. And all I could think is, what if you hadn't said nothing? So every person I rode past on our way for us to go kick it, and then on our way home, I thought, what if you hadn't said nothing? It could have been them. It could have been them. It could have been this person. It could have been that person. And I remember, like, there'd be parts of me when I was in the dark that there would be parts of me in the dark when I was in my darkest places, in my depression or whatever. And I would think, like, why do you care about people and no one cares about you? And I thought, because I have to. Because I would hate for anyone to have that same feeling, like nobody cares about me. Nobody cares if I'm okay. Nobody cares if I'm safe. Nobody's looking out for me. So I always had that in me. And sometimes I felt bad about being like that. I felt bad about caring. Hey, AAA. I felt bad about caring, because people would tell me a story and I couldn't shake it. I couldn't stop thinking about them. I couldn't stop feeling them when things were happening. And then I say, man, Danny, I swear, you just get too personal. And I thought, I can't lose this part of me. Because I really feel if I lost that part of me, I don't know how I would have came back. I don't know how dark it would have really got. You know what I mean? So I always kept that. I always thought, like when I tell you all the time, hey, I ain't going to play with your kids because you can't play with mine. I mean that. So I've always been that. If I'm not for it, I'm not for it. And I can't tell people what they do, but they already know you ain't doing it with me. I used to tell people, I know people that get high. I'm talking about on narcotics. You know what I mean? And I pray for them and I love them and I'll still hang with them and laugh with them and you know what I mean? That type of stuff. And I'm not going to diss them. I'm going to love them. But one thing we're never going to do is you're never going to sit with me and get high. Because I couldn't imagine sitting with you and that be your last time and you would have, something was to happen, you would have overdosed or something and I'm sitting there with you. I couldn't live with myself. So I always had limits. And I learned if I didn't have a moral compass, then I would be willing to go anywhere and do anything. So when I used to sit back and watch here on this YouTube and I watch people just going anywhere, doing anything, I thought, where's the moral compass? And then you occasionally hear people talk about this compass they got, these morals they got, and these standards they got, and they so stand up and they such leaders. But I didn't see nothing. I mean, here's the thing: a leader could lead you straight to hell. A leader could lead you straight to the penitentiary, to the grave, to your own demise. A leader could do that. Depending on who you following. But like I tell y'all, ain't no followers around here. Everyone in here is a leader. Everyone in here is a boss. Everyone in here wears the crown. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, in our lives, sometimes we got to go through to learn. You know what I mean? Some of us do. I told y'all, from the show me state. So sometimes I have to see it. I have to see if it worked. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see if that worked. So when I came to YouTube, I came on it as a content creator. The first thing is I first came on and said to myself, well, you're just going to come on and be you. And what you can do is you can address what's going on around you. But then as I started, I realized, like, before I can address what's going on around me, I don't want to make the same mistake many did. And that's not even letting us know who, hey, Marianne. See, I don't want to miss nobody. I can't stand y'all when I go back and I see that I missed somebody. Because I don't want anyone to think that everyone doesn't mean something to me. You do. You do. You do. So I always know when you come in here, I don't care if you look around and see every one of your enemies. Just know, I care about you. I got your back. You got your front, I got your back. And that's for real. So I always want to make sure I acknowledge everyone. I really do. So I really apologize if I do miss you. But yeah, so when I came on here, so I want to do something different than what everyone else did. And that's most people got in the BS first. Not all of them, but most of them did. They came and tried to give us them. And then they said, I guess that ain't working. And they got deep in the BS. And then now we don't care who they are. Or we've decided who they are. Well, I decided I want to give you me first. That's me. So even in speaking on something, that's just who I'm going to be. Sometimes I'm sitting and listening to people tell me a story. And I'm sitting there like, now I say, oh, you playing devil's advocate. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to see this whole big picture. I'm trying to understand it from your side, but understand that even with your side, there's another side to the story. We always say, oh, there's 3 sides to a story. Your side, his side, and the truth. It's really 4. Because I think that sometimes when we say your side, it's really just your perspective. So how you felt. So for example, if I'm bothered by when people do something, when you do that to me, it takes me to everyone who did that to me. So now my perspective is a little different. So you might have meant to be just like that, or you might not have, but I can't see past that. I just can't see past it. So I always think about that, even when you're telling a story. I've sat and told a story with my sister before, and when we told it, it was like 2 different stories. But I had to understand that it was just how we perceived it. And I also had to understand that in pain, sometimes we put them together. That's why you'll find people, I do it. When I say people, I always mean me. You'll find sometimes where you're telling a story that has you go from this story to a whole nother story. Because in my mind, they all are one. They all are one. They took me right there. As soon as it happened, they took me right there. And so I just came on, hey, Cosmic. I just said, well, you know what? When I come on here, I just want to give them Danny. And that way I know for a fact, if they like it, they like me for me. If they love it, then they love me for exactly who I am. And if they don't, that's fine too. They have a right to. You know what I mean? Because I'm not here to make anyone anything. I'm just here to offer a place that I would offer in the world. If we were out in the world and it was the midst of a storm, I'd make my place a safe place. I remember one moment never wanting all those teenagers in my house. And then I remember one day thinking about how blessed I was when they were in my house because I knew where mine were. But also that I knew that other people's kids were safe. And that was my job. That was my job, not just to make mine safe, but to make theirs safe. And in those times, have conversations with them so they could understand why we worry, how parents are. So when the young kids come to me, oh man, I wish you was my mama because my mama don't understand. My mama not this and my mama not that. And I say, baby, I am the same as your mama. I just want you to win. For every time I lost, I never want that for you. That's all your parents want. And sometimes as parents, we don't know how to just say that. We don't know how to just say, hey, you know what? I worry because I know when I was out there, I would hate for karma to hit you in what I've done. I know that sometimes I watch you and I see you going down the same road I could, but I don't even have the words to say to you. You think because we've been through it, but it's not that easy when you're going through it. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to be that safe place. Like I said, I used to tell the young men when it was time, especially when they turned 18. So if they were already 18 and it was time to register to vote, they knew the rule in my house. You got to get registered. You know what I mean? Because this is something that shows me what you're going to do with your power. And here's the thing. And they say, well, I don't, Auntie, I don't want to vote because it doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. I said, if you feel that way about it, it doesn't. Or if you only feel if the person you voted for won, then your vote counted. If they didn't, it didn't count. Then that's how you'll look at it. But it counts. Because if it didn't, why would people not want you to do it? And so whose vote counts? If it's votes, then you got to know yours counts. And so I would always be on them for something better. And sometimes it'd be people who say, oh, well, you know what? The kids are still smoking weed, so you must be over there promoting the next. Let me tell you something, I don't smoke with no children. None. Mine and none of yours. It's just not what I do. It's not what I do. I don't put kids in the lane with me. So like I said, if you're my children's age, you could be my child. And so for that, I'm going to always not treat you like a child, but I'm going to always you know, have tender gloves on you because you could be my child. And I would just pray when anyone came into the presence of mine, they would do the same. They would protect them. They would take them in. You know, they would put positivity in them. They'd make sure they ate. And that's what I did. And that's what I did. And and in that, some of those children you lose. And it hurts. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. But the thing that always makes me feel good is knowing that whatever I could have done is what I did. Because that's all I can do. And so when I come on here, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. I'm not bucking for sainthood. I'm not, shooting for the stars. I'm just trying to be a safe place, like I always do. My homies, let me tell you something. I love them in a place that's different than a friendship. I'm very close. And so I feel them. It's just who I am. It's who I am. It's how I'm made. And I can't change it. I can't, and I won't change it. I'm not, life tried to change it. It really did. And I get so nervous sometimes when I come on here because there's still a part of me that doesn't feel I am enough. Who cares what you got to say? Who are you? Why do they listen? Why would they even listen to what you're talking about? And sometimes I feel like that. But every time I do, I'm like, time to go live. It's time to get to talking. And that's what I come out here and do. And I'm glad to have a safe place to do that. So when I think that I'm making a safe place for everyone else, you all are making a safe place for me. You are. And so for me, even if it's the worst things people are out there, hey, Tina, even if it's the worst things people are out there saying about you, I always think it's funny because they come in here and they encourage me. They come in here and they love on me. They come on here and they bring an energy that's good. So I guess they're just like me. It might be somebody say, oh, man, I'm telling you she's in gangs. Oh, I'm telling you she did this. I'm telling you she ran with this person. Because I've been in that place, and I'm so thankful for the village I was given because they put that in me. They showed me that. I remember at times, the police would come and tell my mom, like, oh, she's running with such and such, and they did such and such, and they was doing. My mom was like, hey, hold on. First of all, why are you telling me their business? Then she let them know my daughter has to make her own decisions. You know what I mean? So you're telling me this for what? And I always look at people like that. Because just to say that you are something, well, how do you know if they're so bad and I'm so good that we don't balance each other so that they can see a good place? Because most people that we call all bad are very hurt. They're very hurt. So an example, it makes me, hey, Debbie, it makes me think about just an example. I always got to shoot it back to YouTube. I'm shoot it to my life and then back into YouTube. So like I think about Roll Hall. Like, yeah, if we sat here and talked about things he's done on here, yeah, we'd be guilty. But one of the things I got out of seeing him, not saying that this is the first time he cried on there. Who cares if it's the last? We're so how insensitive are we in this world that we even make fun of people for crying? But what it shows me is a very hurt person. Even the anger always showed me that. It shows me a hurt person. It really does. And sometimes we always think, okay, if somebody's big and tall, they must be tough and rough and they knocking everybody out. That doesn't always mean that. It doesn't. Because, I'm a strong believer that if you're such a good boxer and people know you got the go on you, you don't fight all the time. Who want to fight Mike Tyson all the time? Who want to fight Rocky Balboa? Who? They don't. So when you're fighting all the time, it's because you're trying to prove something. I know, because I've been one fighting. I was not physically, just fighting. Like I said, to be heard, to be seen, to be this. And people would always say, Danny, you came in the room and you just took over the room and you did this and you did. And I didn't think that. I just came in and was me. And so that shined everyone your way. It shined because I spoke to everyone. I was like, okay, here go the in crowd. Let me go over here and speak to them. And then here go to nobodies. Let me shoo those peasants away. I've never been that person. Never. I'm never going to be that person. And so it's just like I said, it's just one of the things of me. And so it feels good to know that what you thought is so wrong, or maybe that's the reason why you never escalated to something else or went somewhere else in life is because you were worried too much about others. But how can I ever expect a world to care about me and I don't care about it? That's what's wrong with us. We want to sometimes be like, well, bump everybody and F the world. Don't ask me if I said everything you get, you got to work. Well, I am working hard. I'm working hard to just prove I'm me. That's it. And people still change that. I mean, I remember when people would always say like, oh, well, Danny, I'm telling you, if you just wear dresses all the time and you do this, but that's not me. That's not me. And what people never realize is behind everything is a reason. And I used to honestly feel like, because one, I developed a chest at a very young age. Like I said, I've been 5'10". Don't tell nobody because I say I'm 5'11". Don't tell anyone. People do that on here too. This just between us. How's it between us? It's open to the world. But anyway, so I've been 5'10". I just developed a chest early, so early when you're embarrassed of it. Not, not like, oh, some girls like, I can't wait to get it. Where? Let me stick some tissue. No, you're at an age I developed where you're like, no, I don't want to be gawked over. I don't want this. So as I got older and, things took place in my life, it changed me so drastically that it made me ashamed of any of those things. And then I thought, and I'm not even going to lie to you guys, there were parts of me that thought, maybe if I'm not made up, and maybe if I don't do this, then maybe I'll never be invaded again. Maybe I'll never be violated again in my life. And that's what I thought. But in that, what people took out of it was I want to be a boy. I must like their daughter. What? Wait, what? What? And even when you tried to tell your story, it didn't work. It didn't help people to understand it. It almost seemed like it gave people more ammunition against you, where you'd be like, wait a minute, you were supposed to understand. You were supposed to understand. But I had to understand. I had to understand what I was doing and how it didn't work and how I was just losing me. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, everything you get on here now is no shame. There's no shame. I can't be ashamed of my past, my life, my father, my anything, because without all of those, you wouldn't have this today. So I say that to say to somebody that right now, somebody may be looking at you as the biggest mess. And you're really just crying for help or trying to protect yourself, or like I said, fighting the way we've all learned how to fight wrong. But no, just like me, you're no different than me. But it's when you come to that place, when you can honestly look in that man in the mirror. I was the type, I could get dressed, y'all. I wouldn't even look in the mirror because I couldn't see me over what I heard, what people said and how they diss you. And and you'd be like, what? I told you all I had a broken tooth where I put a cap on it when I was 10. And I had that cap on my teeth for years. And I just wouldn't even smile, like at all. Take a picture, anything. And when I was young, all of my family used to tell me like, man, your smile changed my whole mood. And some days when I was a little kid, I just look in the mirror and smile to see if I could change my own mood. But then it went from that to I didn't even want to look in a mirror. So when I got dressed, as long as I was comfortable, I didn't really care. And I didn't want to see. And so I remember the first time I took my glasses off because I got tired, like I said, the marked glasses left. I got tired of being four-eyed or whatever. And like I said, even if people didn't bully me, when they would talk about somebody else, because what people don't understand is if you're sitting around making jokes about somebody in glasses and I have them on, you're making fun of me too. So even if you say I'm just talking about them, so like anything. So I'll just use glasses as an example. But so what with me, when I took my glasses off, I couldn't see clearly. And I liked it like that. So people would be like, oh, did you see such and such? And did you see how big their nose was? Or did you see that? But no, I didn't notice that. But how did you not notice that? And really it was I couldn't see it. But I kind of liked not being able to see it. I kind of liked it because it left me from even thinking about that. And I would see things that people didn't see. Like I'd be like, nah, but I sure noticed how nice their eyebrows are. And they'd be like, huh? What? I really noticed, and so not being able to see kind of helped me in a way, when I was young. And then I would put on my glasses, and the worst part was then I could see me. And I felt about me the way people felt about me. And I wanted to love me so bad. I did, but I just didn't feel like I was good enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't skinny enough. I wasn't rich enough. I wasn't smart enough. And so I thought, who's gonna like that? Hey, Marianne, who's gonna like that? Because you don't. And then those were things people bothered you about. You know what I mean? Like they made fun of you about, and they tortured you about. And so I knew I could never be that person. I was the type, me and my sister to this day, were the type that even if we made a joke about somebody, later on we'd be like, within the same few minutes you said it, like, oh, I feel bad for even saying that and making everybody laugh. Like, I don't want to make people laugh at people. Like, you know how when I was young, my mom used to say, remember, there's a difference of everybody laughing with you and them laughing at you. You have to know the difference. You have to. And so whenever I thought about it, I always thought about other people. Am I making people laugh at people? Like I'm down in them? And I I can't be that. So in my thuggiest, in my everything, I'm gonna go for what we going for. Don't trust. If you jump in the ring, it's a fight. But just going for the weak, going for the underdog, going for the disabled, going for the promiscuous girl, I just couldn't be that person. Because let me tell you something. Like I said, I had 3 kids by I was 20. If you don't think, I was molested as a shorty, like 11. If you don't think people called me all kinds of sluts when I wasn't, and nothing I could do, I could be with everybody and say, hey, y'all, we be together every day, and nothing happens like that, and you know it. But why is no one standing up? Why? You know what I mean? Because we all sit around. If it fit the narrative, then I'm going to go with it. Well, it taught me that when somebody was ever sitting around, so when I be with the guy, and she just a Lucy, she a goosey, she this, she that, she do it, she suck it, she pluck it, she muck it. I said, hey. Then I'd always say to him, like, oh, so you been with her? Like, nah, but all my boys have. Wait, then why are you telling us the story? How do you have a blow by blow? Were you in the room? Did they send you a video clip? Do you have a sister? Do you have a mother? I pray you never have a daughter, and I would always do that. And then when I got older and even thought about it more, I would say to myself, when you're talking about this woman like this, do you ever wonder what happened to her to make her feel that this is how she had to be? Because if you thought about it from that angle, you'd learn it wouldn't be nothing to make fun of. It wouldn't be a joke. It wouldn't be, you know what I mean? And so I just had to start looking at things totally different. Not just for me, or for other people too. What's going on, Martina? Like, hold on a second. Look, hold on a sickety second. What is going on? What is going on, Martina? I need to know, and I need to know right now. I need to know. Hold on, let me check it out. Tina, what is going on? It's always scary. The unknown is always scary. I mean, just the hospital, just taking a test. I mean, any of us, if you go get tested for anything, you're always worried. There's always an unease. There's always a worry. There's always a worry. But what I try to ease my mind and say is that I'm glad I'm doing it, so we can know where do we go from here. So I can know, because that's better than not knowing. Because what I learned, and especially when I look at statistics with African Americans in different diseases, that most of the reason that they were caught so late that they couldn't do anything is because they weren't being proactive. They weren't being tested. They weren't, on top of it. So I'm always good for going and do that. But Tina, trust, we are praying for you, sis. Good vibes only. And for good news at your doctor's appointment. And, you know, if it's for the surgery, it's just probably some blood work you have to get done. But, oh, sis, prayers for you, definitely. Let me get these comments, make sure I'm not missing nothing else while my friends are talking to me. And to each other. Oh, thank you guys. Give her love. Give her love. Love changes things. Love changes things. Let me see what my Yeah, Debbie, and that's what I know. I'm sitting amongst a bunch of fighters. I'm sitting. I don't have time. I mean, the biggest photo bomber you're ever gonna meet in the world is me until you want a picture with him. When you want a picture with him, he won't look up. He's gonna look the other way. He's gonna run off every time you get ready. You know, if I want to take a picture right now, he's leaving. You know? God, he's such a photo bomber. Yes, I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Danny, you at work listening from the bushes? Debbie, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. But yeah, but that's what I've learned in life. So when I'm out here and I'm giving you anything, that's what I'm giving you. And sometimes it's scary because we're in such a place where just being honest and true and, you know, being vulnerable, you know, but see, we got to be a little vulnerable to let love in. Because if we don't, then you question it. Man, what you being nice for? I've been there before. I done walked away. Somebody's so nice. I'm going to use it on a level of me and guys. I've got out of such bad relationships before that you honestly walked away. I mean, you meet a guy and he's being nice. And you are telling your friends, like, I mean, it's cool and all. But I mean, he called me every day. You know, I mean, I don't even got to call him because he's calling me every day. And you got to ask yourself, like, why is that bad? It's something with him. I don't trust it. It's something about him. Why is he being so nice? You know, because honestly, I can't let it in because I can't even be vulnerable. I can't be receptive to love. I can't because I'm in such a dark space. And that's why even when I tell you all that right now I am single, it's by choice. It's by choice. And even my last relationship was one of the best relationships I've ever had in my life. I must note that. It was, but it was one of the best relationships compared to many toxic relationships. And so with that being said, I knew that we both had growing to do. And so I had to let go because some of us, we stay until you just can't stand someone who is meant to be in your life for a lifetime. But now they're gone because I can barely stomach them. I've cheated on them. They've cheated on me. We were in a toxic relationship. It was just all over the place. And then sometimes we put too many people in our business. You know, you always should have a safe place to go talk to someone. But if I go to tell my friend, like, hey, girl, you know, I was just thinking, you know, I know he's working and trying his best, but he doesn't even feel good. And then they turn that against you, then that's not a safe place. And so even when I see that on here, some people think, oh, we were friends. You weren't friends. Your friend wouldn't have did that to you. Didn't I tell y'all I had a whole friend of 25 years and we fell out? And I'm not going to come on here and diss her to you. I'm not going to go back in the hood and diss her to them. For what? For what? She was my friend at one point in my eyes or in that time of my life where I was. That's the truth. That's the truth. And for everything I can say about her, I can turn it back on myself. So I'm always thinking about things like that. But, you know, wait, did you say lighting a candle? Wait a minute. I'm a big light a candle person. You just touch me. Oh, thank you. What an honor. What an honor. Thank you. I really, really respect that, Cosmic. Thank you. Thank you. I'm telling you guys, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, y'all better all have a candle because on that day, we will all light a candle and shine a light. Shine a light for all those who never had a light. Shine a light for all the days we sat in the dark. Shine a light for the darkness of the world. But we're going to shine a light. And the more you grow and the more you grow, that's more light. And sometimes you got to know where the light is. You got to know where the safe place is. I got to know, okay, wait a minute. So you say in the storm, we can go to the church. You got to know where the safe place is. Where is it? And that's what I want us to be. And it has to be made up of those who've been through it, those who don't want to go through it, those who can't even believe it's going on out there. And that's why I tell people, some of this stuff going on YouTube, and people say, oh my goodness, they act like they never seen it. Some people haven't. They haven't seen where people just act a fool for no reason. And some of us seen people act a fool so much, that's all we know. Like, oh, I figured that's what people do. They just act a fool all day. They just act a fool for no apparent reason. They just come on and, because that's what you're saying. And just like when you live in a crime-infested place, you're like, what's new? Tell me when it wasn't. So even like in Chicago, we would have 62 days of shootings every day, 62. Then we'd have 4 or 5, and nobody mentioned it. Nobody mentioned it. But to get to 62, we had to have day 1, day 2, day 3. We had to, you know what I mean? We had to get there. So you have to acknowledge when you don't. You have to acknowledge, because otherwise you're in that numb place where you just, so, hey, Queen of O'Hara, hey, sis. Or you're just in that other place where you're like, well, at least nobody died. 62 shootings in one day, but hey, nobody died. Or it's just one. At least it was just one. No, Bonnie, one was too much. One was too much. I had to take myself out of being immune or in understanding. I just had to come out of those places in life, because sometimes the dark place you're in, even though you feel you're dark, you might have been there to show you it's not where you wanted to be, and to be a light. And to be a light, to be something different. Because nobody else would have went down in there and been a light. They just would have went down there and took the bulbs, they would have took the light bulb out, the fixture, they would have took the batteries out the flashlight. They wouldn't have been a light. They'd have blew the candle out. But I'm here to be a light. To be a light, all of us. You represent your family. You represent them. If you're a mother, you represent those children. You somebody's child, you represent your parents. If you adopt, you represent them. And I want to be a representation of the good I got. Because some of us, the dark was at home and on the streets and here. And some of us, the dark was just everywhere else. It wasn't at home. It is. It is, because the world is filled with so many hurt, dark people. It is. It is. You ever walk past somebody on the streets? Hey, good morning. Good morning. That's right. Look, you think, what part of good morning was bad? I remember people say, Dan, stop speaking to people. People don't care about nobody speaking to them. I speak because I don't want to make eye contact with anyone and not say hello. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? Hey. So then I just started picking how I did it. And so what I started doing was, I'd be in the hood or whatever, anything. The young men standing all outside the store, blocking the door, talking. Scoobity-bop, and then shoot, skibbity-dibbity-dibbity-doo, boobity-bibbity-doo. As soon as I hit the doorway, they get to moving, so I'm going to open the door for you. And I always say, thank you, young kings. Thank you. And it changed them completely. And some, you could tell they had never been called anything good. Because I could feel that in me as soon as I said it. Because they have a look like, she mean me? She was talking about you. I was talking about all y'all. And I'd say things like, y'all be safe out here. Make sure you get home to your family tonight. Because I care. Because I do. I do. I used to be a part of a group that was mothers whose children had been killed through the gun violence. And I was a part of the group because I was moved and touched by it. And when I was in that group, every time I went out, so every time there was a shooting, and you get an alert. It never stopped ringing. So every time I went outside that day, I think you could be passing one of these children. It could be a product of this today. So today I'm gonna put something good in. I'm gonna crack a little joke. I'm gonna say a little something. After dance, I'm gonna walk past and dance as I'm walking in with them. I'm gonna give them something good. And to my young ladies, I've always been waiting to know exactly how to speak to you. Because I know with us, we get harder. And it's hard to get through the wall that we done built to protect us. To protect us from all those women who we thought would do us good and they turned on us. To protect us from all those women that started the rumors for the guys to say. I know all of them. The ones who may have jumped. I never been jumped, but I know they setting each other up. Because they don't know no better. You know better, you do better. But I didn't really know how to do anything but just love them. So they knew I loved them, but I just never, and it's so funny because you think as a young lady, and then I would have these words. But I was so disconnected that I really didn't. Like even with my daughter when she was young, I just knew how to make sure she was tough enough that nobody could break her. And some days I look and I say, I have to break down the walls that I built around her to protect her. But to anybody out there, you know why you're protecting her so hard? Because you know you out there being a mess. You're protecting her from you. That's how I felt. So sometimes I see my daughter and she's so hard to the fact sometimes she don't seem saying like she want to smile. And break by break, I'm going to break that wall that I put in front of her down to tell her that's how she's going to protect herself. That that's the only way she's going to be okay. Because I know I put other things in her that's going to protect her. I know that she's covered, she's protected. And I know that at any time, if she don't worry, Booney, you don't got to get going. Because I got you. But I didn't know no better. Because it's how I protected me. There was a wall. People know. I get it. Right? People know. Daddy don't do all that arguing. I don't do all that back and forth. I don't do all that. I'm passing rumors on you. I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that. Let me show you what she said. I recorded your call. I don't do any of that. I don't invade anybody. If you ever been invaded, if you've ever had somebody take advantage of you, if you've ever had somebody betray you, you know what it feels like. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the same thing that caused me to fight wrong for so long. So now even with my daughter, I'm like, okay, we're going to break this down together. And we're going to explore things I've never explored before because of my wall. But I'm going to break you out of it before you hit your 40s. Just the thought of my daughter having a wall and not loving herself. You know, just the thought, even if she tell me she do love herself, just the thought that she didn't as long as I did, it makes my heart hurt. It makes my heart hurt. It makes me think, you know, when I see things going on, I always say, man, do people have nothing else going on in life? And then I think about myself and I say, well, you know what? That's why you got to make sure you're taking care of what you have to. You have to. And so, like, one of the most things I'm excited about going back is just having these grown moments of bonding and loving on my daughter. Like, for real, for real. Like, for real, for real. Not just loving her I love her for real because she is mine. She's my only girl. She is my parents' only granddaughter. Like, I love her for real. But I was always so worried of somebody doing something to her. I was always so worried of somebody hurting her. I was always so worried of her being alone. That all I could think is how to protect that. To make sure that never happens to her. Never. That I never sat down and just enjoyed my princess. But as soon as I put the crown back on my head, I looked over to my left and realized I got to get the future queen ready. I have to. And not the ways I've prepared her before. Because I prepared her to have it. Oh, she could cuss you out in 15 words, with curse words, without. She could check you and dismiss you and just cut you off, no matter who you were, because that's how I knew how to do it. I taught her to fight. But in all of that, I wasn't teaching her to love. So like I said, when it comes to parents, and none of us are perfect, it don't come with a handbook. And even if it do, can we all read it? Do we all understand it? Because we don't. We don't. And sometimes, like even with being a grandparent, I realize that's a second chance. Because you know so much better. You actually do have a handbook. That handbook on what you were, what you weren't, what you could have did better. So, like I said, hey, Forever Lisa. I didn't even see you come in. You know me, running my mouth, y'all. You gotta make sure I ain't missing nobody. See my people talk. But see my people talk. You never know. Yes, welcome, Forever Lisa. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Much love, Queen. But yeah, you never know what somebody's going through. My grandma used to tell me, be careful who you mean to, because you might be cursing an angel. Somebody could have came into your life, and though you didn't know it, they were here to help you through. They were here to be an ear to listen. They were here to be a shoulder to cry on. They were here to give a story that would let you know that you weren't alone. But see, when you so closed off, who is that new person coming up in here? What they doing over here? Because we all good in here. We don't need no new people. No new friends, no new friends, no new friends. Well, friend is a big word, y'all. So you shouldn't just say, oh, I met him today. That's my friend, because friend is strong. And every time we go tell somebody, my friend did this, and they were never your friend, we make somebody else think there's no such thing as friends. Well, let me tell you something. Friends are real. And they love you for you. And they understand that even in your biggest flaws, that you are really something good. But if they sitting up and telling you, well, I love you, girl, when you working and stuff. But honey, when your butt ain't working, girl, I can't be around because I don't have no broke friends. Most people are broke emotionally, broke mentally, broke morally. You can't go by that. Because if you can, I'm going to need to open up the store so I could just sell. I'm not even going to sell. I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away like a clinic. Hey, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We got condos on the second floor, but on the first floor, we got morals and love, and I'm giving it away. I'm giving it. What does it take to be respectful and say, hey, you know what? I'm up in there. I'm about to go off. Let me get up out of there. What does it take to encourage each other? And if you don't have, truly, if you don't got nothing good to say to somebody, don't say nothing at all to them. You know what I'm thinking? Ooh, But sometimes I'm holding my mouth. Then as I'm fighting to say it, I ask myself, what are you giving them by telling them this? Like, what am I going to give them? And sometimes my answer is like, I'm just going to tell them because nobody else seemed to want to say it. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And so, like I said, that's why we just have to be better. Like I tell people, jealousy never lived in me. So when somebody be, oh yeah, and she thinks she all that because she got this and he got this and they got, I just think they just showed me I could have it because I know that once upon a time they didn't have nothing. And now look at them today. Let me tell you something. Every one of my partners are homeowners, not renters. They are homeowners. And what they teach me and what they show me is it can be so. See, I know the fight they went through and how it was times when people would have never thought they would have. And it was times people thought they should have then, but they didn't. But it lets me know that I got a season too, baby. And so it makes me feel good inside. So I've always been like that. I remember when I was young, you see a chick riding around in a truck and they like, that's her dude truck. You could tell. How you know? Do you have, you know what I'm saying? Do you, because people always got something to say. Always. You never win. You never win. The girl, you be like, oh, her hair is pretty. It ain't hers. Even if it's not, it's pretty. Oh, she beautiful. She wear a lot of makeup. Oh, her body, her shape look nice in that dress she got on the girdle. Them Spanx. I know women who are tiny waist pains. You know what I'm saying? Like, why we gotta down each other? For what? For what? Because the moment I'm downing you, I'm opening the door for somebody to down me. It might not be you. It might not be in this room, but I'm opening the door for that energy into my world. Or I won't take nobody's compliment serious because I'm always dissing somebody. So somebody says something nice to me, I'm like, so what you mean by that? What you mean by I look cute today? I ain't look cute yesterday? No, they be like, no, I didn't see you yesterday. I didn't, but when you're in a negative place, good compliments sound bad. You pretty to me, so what, I'm ugly to everybody else? You like, I don't know what everybody else feel about you. Because I've been that dark. Wait, what you mean by that? What you mean yellow a nice color on me? What you mean by that? What you mean that hair color bringing out my skin tone? Wait, so my other hair color take away from my skin tone? Wait, what you mean by that? Because I was just that negative, y'all. That's what I'm telling you. See, God knows, any higher being knows, the good energy in this world knows that you sometimes aren't ready to do that. Like, he's like, oh, girl, you'd have been on there. I'd have been in the heart of people. I'd have been on people's lives like some of these people be on there just to kick up some mess. Just to hold up, wait a minute, let me put some bullshit in it. You know, that would have been me. Thinking I was helping because I'm calling people out. You did it. You said it. Hold on, let me tell you what he said. About what? Here's what people say. Yeah, and that's the thing. Most of us are going away from the values and the foundation we build on more. You know, some of us, if your parents here and they're not here, if they knew how we was acting, they say, wait a damn minute. Now, you know better. You know better. You know better. But I also know that the foundation you were built on is to secure you a safe place to go back from. So, you know, you was built with these values and these things were put into you when you were young. And that's your foundation, right? And then you get older and you start feeling life your way. And it goes off of what's happened to you and you start doing it. But my grandma used to always say, I always know y'all had a good foundation and y'all come from something good. You know what I mean? And for that, I always pray that you never go too far, that you don't come back. And so there was days when I'd be sitting up and I'd be like, I did this and we doing that, but I had a limit because I was afraid I might get up in there and go too far. I might get up in there and not come back, and so there is no chance to ever come back because you don't come back, period. And so that's why I think about people. I'm like, oh man, I'm not here to fault you for your wrongs, because fault me for my wrongs is what kept me wrong for so long. Because I thought, well, if that's what people think about you, then you don't think I don't think no much better for myself than you do. You think I'm nothing. I think, you know, and that's how I started feeling. That's right. That's right, Marianne. You are in a safe place. You are in a safe place. Somebody come tell me something bad about you, I might ask them, are you telling me because we want to find a way to help them, to understand them, to hear them? Or are you telling me so I can decide to feel like you feel? But let me tell you something. We don't come from, none of us have the exact same thing for me to have the exact same feeling you have. I am a whole twin. I go tell my sister a story. She's not going to feel the same way I feel about something. So you can't persuade me that way. This is a safe place. This is not a place of judgment. This is not, you know what I mean? You're not at the pearly gates. Hold on, there's a checklist. You did. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But remember this much. If you believe in a heaven, one, you better believe in a hell if you do. But if you believe in a heaven, even when you go there, you are measured your good to your bad. You're not just, you got something on your bad list, naughty list, never gonna get none, never gonna get none. When they tell you stories of Santa Claus, they checking the list to see if you got better. Not to say, oh, you made one mistake. Coal in your stocking for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Tina, you stepped out on us. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Get to know a person for yourself. If somebody else can persuade, now don't get me wrong. There are times when I don't need to know the rest of the story. I don't need to know that person personally. But at the same time, all I'm hoping is that something can get you some help so you can stop terrorizing the world. Because everybody's not going to have the strength that some have to deal with you. And that's what I worry about. Oh, you had a call and you working. Oh, God, I miss it. You know what's funny? When you don't have a job, you say, oh, I miss working. Oh, I miss work. First day you going back to work, you're like, oh my goodness, I wish I had one more day just to sit still and do absolutely. At least I do. At least I do. And you know what I'm saying? I gotta tell y'all, I truly come from my heart. I do. And I tell people the best way to show somebody something is to tell your story. You know, it's easy to say what I do. What if, you know what they say, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. We'd all be drunk. We all done ifed it. If that mofo do this. If I was you. If I was in that situation. If I lived over there, that wouldn't. If I lived in a time of racism, you would have been just like the people who lived in a time of racism. People get, I'm not my grandma. Without them, we wouldn't even be able to sit here and say that kind of stuff. You got to remember that. You got to remember that. You got to remember that. Mm. That's good. That's good. And that's why I always say, you know what, Forever Lisa, there are many safe places on here. So even when people say, you know, I'm so tired of the BS, I let them know. Please remember, there's almost 1 million, and I'm guesstimating right now. There's almost 1 million content creators. You know, I know they got over 250,000 new ones during the pandemic, so I can only imagine how many content creators there are. So there's going to be bad places, good places, safe places, funny places, learning places. There's going to be a bunch of places. So before you give up on anything, remember, just in your choice, choose what helps you to grow. Is it a help to my life or a hindrance? Is it a help to my growth in this? Because sometimes I got to go into the bad to remind myself I don't want to be there no more. And I go, ooh, say, oh, shit. They on some stuff Danny don't want to be no parts of. And it's not me. But then there's some places I go in and I have understanding that just like me, these are good people who have made mistakes or done something wrong because we know how to fight wrong. Most of us been taught to fight wrong. To fight wrong. It's just point blank period. Just that's it. How you know how to fight wrong? Has that fight ever helped you? Nope. And it kept me from getting my job broke and stuff, but never helped me. I told y'all I won a bunch of battles, lost all the wars. So what good is that? What good is that? Because I got to win the war to bring change. I have to prove. So people always say, you know, it's like when you do a science project. If I tell you this causes this, and I have to show you this other side. I have to. We got to test these theories. So I say, if we do this, this is what the world is crying for. I have watched in everything that go on, every time something dark go on, every time we have something with the terrorists, every time we're talking about war, every time we're talking about anything, I watch two things happen. I watch people who are really misinformed and just spitting out a bunch of information. And then I watch people who say, I just want something better. Can we just have some peace? Can we, and I'm not in my Rodney King voice, can we all just get along? That's the cry. That's the cry. And trust me, there's more with that cry. There's more. I'm sorry, guys, my eye. And I promised Tina, I promised Susan that when my eye bothered me, I put the shades on. And I appreciate her caring enough about me to even say that to me. You'd be surprised. Sometimes we just take for granted things that are just so powerful. Every time you all compliment, every time you all are nice to each other and ask about each other and are warm to each other and warm to me, there's a sense of peace in me that reminds me that that is all I love, that love does win. that love does change, that love does move mountains, that love does break out hate, that love is very, very powerful. It's very powerful. And so, for any person who thinks that I'm bringing something to the table for you, I promise you, we all are at the table, and it's like a smorgasbord. We done all brought something to this table. We have. We have. And I thank you for it, because it reminds me that I was right, that there are people out here. The cry for change, the cry for help, the cry for love is just everywhere. And everybody deserves it. Everybody deserves it. Everybody. Don't think I'm just sitting up here. Yeah, Danny needs some love, and that's for you. You got it. You cool. You cool over there in misery. I don't know nobody cool in misery. I haven't met one person yet. What is what, Susan? Okay. Okay, definitely, definitely. I always tell you all, I'm devil with the BS and DMs, but another respectful thing, is no one's ever DM'd me with BS. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. And I'm always here to listen. Trust me on that. And trust me, I'm not worried even if I ever give you my number about you giving it out, because I trust it. And I've learned that like people give you what you give them. And I've met people who've come, and I'm sure when they came around me, they came with dark intentions. But it was real hard to be dark to somebody who was shining such light with you, to somebody who was treating you how you always wanted to be treated. See, because I learned we have to treat people how we want to be treated, not how I've been treated, how I want to be treated. And that's how you start. Because at first it was like, I treat whoever treat me good. But if they treat me bad, I get around. Let me move around. That's it. That's it. That's it. I used to cut off people that I shouldn't have cut off and hold on trying to make a difference with people that I should have let go. But now I know the difference. I know that every drop of love is worth something. And it's fuel to my tank. So like I said, if people think that there's something wrong, but just tired of being dark, then they still aren't ready. And that's okay. I just pray that it's not too late when they decide. For themselves. Because we won't feel it. They will. The people that love them the most will. And that's what I had to start thinking about. When I'd have any of my friends lose their mom, I always thought, I'm sure your mom couldn't even be in peace if she left here tomorrow and you weren't in peace. I had to start thinking of the big picture. I had to start thinking if my kids only think this is all it is, would I be happy with them feeling like I did forever? I wouldn't. So I had to decide what I wanted to stand for. So now every time I look in a mirror, I love me. And see, one thing I know is people are always going to try to break it down because that's what they use to break us down. But I've been there already. I've done that. And I know that at the end of the night, God didn't make any mistakes with any of us. And that's what I tell people. I'm not here, it's like, but it's the world we live in. We live in a world where they say, oh, everybody got the free rights and this. But then on the other end, if somebody who in that LGBT community make fun, I'm going to go against them for that. So I just say what it sound good to say, but I don't know. All of us have a space and a place. And everybody has a reason. Everybody. I truly believe that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Forever Lisa. Thank you. And another thing I've learned too, guys, seriously, you know why people have power? It's because you're so afraid of your truth. So, for instance, if I used to be a wild girl and party and kick it, and I was girls gone wild, and now I'm not that woman, I'm so afraid for somebody to say that. So, because then the people who love me for the good person won't. But you know what I've learned? It's better for me to tell my own story. I took your whole power away from you, one. And then two, I'm showing somebody in that right now that they can change too. So like sometimes I'm talking to people. I mean, I'm in talking to some hoods. I mean, whatever you want to call them. I'm kicking it with them. They'll say, and Danny, I swear I couldn't even believe you used to do such and such, but I know you do because people know you. Like they done vouch for you. Like I know you done did it, but I can't believe it. And I said, well, you know what that means? That I have really changed. I'm not running from it. I'm not denying it. I have really changed. So now when I go talk to the youth, I can really talk, oh, baby, I done been in those Goonies with you. And I thought at some points I'd never be able to come out. And I thought at some points, oh, you ain't never going to be able to do better. Just stick there, stick at the bottom, stay with the bottom. Hell, I'm here to pull them out the bottom. I'm always with the give back. I'm always with the come get you. I'm always going to be that. Because I think all the times I watch people get out of what we was in and they never reached back. They never looked back for anybody who rode with them every day down Fool Avenue. They never looked back. As a matter of fact, when they was making stories about the type of people they didn't like, they was talking about who they used to be. You'd be like, wait a minute, you used to do that stuff with us. You was just like me, huh? But I'm just happy to have made it. And that's what we all did. We survived. We survived everything they threw at us. We survived every hit we took. Because every time they threw it, sometimes you dodged it. And sometimes it whacked you dead in your face. Dead in the chest. You know, oh my goodness. I'm getting beat up like the Russian did Apollo. Out here in this world. But I made it. You made it. You made it. You done lost things that you could never get back. They took pieces of your whole soul with it. And you still standing here giving love. You are my hero. And if nobody tells you that, I'm here to tell you that today. Hey, women treated you like dirt for most of your life and you in here giving love to another one. Hey, I got mad respect for you. You're a hero. Hey, once upon a time, you were sitting around injecting death into your life, and you are not today. Hey, you are my hero. You are something I can go tell somebody I know going through it. You can make it out. Baby, what we looking down on people for? Well, I wish I would. You tell me your story, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm thankful to even know you. Because that could tell somebody one day when you be thinking, when they tell you how nobody understands and you didn't go through it, so you don't know. I can honestly say, oh, baby, you could come out. And even if you don't see it today, I want you to know that. I want you to know that. It's a little girl right now somewhere thinking she is everything somebody said. I'm here to tell you, little mama, you're not. I'm here to tell you right now, I don't want these little girls to have to go back and find a little girl that they left in a corner of their mind crying. I want them to be that little girl right now and fix it right now. Love on you right now. Like I said, when I was young, if you said, well, I just want a man to have a car, you was a car booty. So then you start saying, well, he don't have to have a car, as long as he has ambitions to get a car. Then you hung with scrubs. So I can't win for losing. I can't win for losing. I can't win for losing. I say, I don't know what to say. I told somebody, I'm at a place where I would love for something. I'm not talking about take care of me. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just where, he just spoils you in every way that you can be spoiled because he just needs you to know how. And I had somebody tell one of my buddies, man, Danny, I never thought of you as shallow. I said, wait a minute, I'm not shallow. But see how we've been taught to just, so I'm supposed to take him any way he is, but I can't wear ponytails. I better not wear gym shoes. I better not have no tomboyish ways. I can't be too tall. I can't weigh this much. Don't have too much butt. You don't have enough butt. Your boobs too small. Go get them fixed. Your nose too big. Your eyes might cross. I don't do short hair. I don't play with natural. What? So I got to be all this? And I just should take him any way he is. Oh, here he comes right out of the garbage pail kid's pal. But that's a king. That's a diamond in the rough. Hey, Heidi. Thank you, Susan, for dropping that. Y'all go check out Forever Lisa. Susan, you so wanted. I always say when these content creators come in, let's check them out. Queen of O'Hare is a content creator also. Who else? I don't want to miss anybody. But yeah, that's what I say, guys. I really love, and I love. Look at that. That's so good. Thank you, Susan. But yeah, Heidi is a content creator also too. But I'm sure, like I said, some people you know who they are, and some you may not. And sometimes it's good to go just check it out. I'm always a strong believer. I go to people's page like a church. You know what I mean? So sometimes you go to the church and they, do you want to join? I'm a visitor. All the visitors say I'm a visitor. So sometimes I just want to check it out. Sometimes I'm just from the gate, from the energy I felt off you in the chat. I went subscribed into. And then one thing about supporting is that you have to understand that you have to give it the way you can. So I'm always going to be on the drop by. I'm always going to check it out. And sometimes like I said, because I tell all of you, I want everyone to always teach us you got to have a day that you detach. You have to detach from all this, from the news, from the BS. You have to. Because trust me, ain't not going to change because I didn't. And trust me, if it's important enough to see or hear about, you're going to hear about it. Even if you off of it, it takes over your phone, a family member call you. Girl, did you hear about the blue, 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 blue? And you said, wait, what? Let me turn on the news. Because today was my detached day. Let me find out. Selfie, hey sis. Great live yesterday. Great live. I need to put a comment in there because I told y'all asked me to put in a comment after I watched a great live. I love different perspectives. If I come on here and we talking about the same thing and everybody's saying the exact same thing, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Are we robots? Are we Vicky from Small Wonder? What is going on here, people? Because we all have different thoughts, but when you're coming from a safe place, people know, like, I'm not trying to tear down. I'm just speaking an opinion. I'm just speaking my mind. You know what I mean? Why do I keep trying to reach out on that screen? Thank you, Susan. Susan is one of the best minds. Susan is good energy. I feel you all's energy. So even in mine, I hope you feel my energy. It's real. It's true. I feel y'all energy. But yeah, so guys, like I said, once again, I love all of your strength. And I'm sure if we had a power, well, I would love to start having pajama parties, like, of course, like at a hotel or something, rent out like a ballroom or something and have like a pajama party in different cities where you can get women together. And what we'll learn is that sometimes there's a sisterhood you didn't even know. And there could have been another prayer warrior, another good energy or whatever around you. And I am learning that. I am learning. Hold on, yeah. Photo bomb. Hey, Bob. How you doing? Bub. We don't lick Bub. We don't lick the computer. Bub, I was talking about the sisterhood, not the doghood. The sisterhood. Look, let's go outside. Why don't you go bark with your friends? Come on, let's go out. Give me a second, y'all. I got that. Come on, you get so excited. Now, Bubba, don't you go out there barking with that dog. Y'all were barking for 20 minutes. Well, have some fun. It's nice outside. Go have some fun. I'll come get you in a little bit. Ooh. I love him, but you know he too much. Team 2 merch. He said, hold on. You said pajama party? Let me get out there with my dog friends and have a barking party. Go have a bark party. Earlier, I don't know if they were talking to each other, but I kid you not, Nino barked. He stopped. The dog barked. He stopped. I said, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? I need to know. Because they are really sitting here for 20 minutes. Barkity, 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 bark. I guess he went live too. I said, they going live before I do? I don't know what's going on with the dog. No problem. Hey, you never lead us wrong. Never. You know, and I'm really serious, Mariana, because it would just be a good thing, just an overnight. You know what I mean? Everybody comes, you know what I mean? You come in, and because it's a room, you don't have to pay to be a part of that. You know, you come, we have some, and because you know who's coming, you can know, like, hey, who has dietary things, who has allergies, so you can have the right kind of foods there. But just like a pajama party, we sit and we talk, we laugh. Hey, we might cry. But there's a safe place here. And I get to know that and since it'll be strangers mostly, because you'll just be meeting each other, but I'm going to do it with subscribers. I'm coming to your city. I'm something different. And just so you'll know, because everybody thinks everybody has somebody they don't. You know something powerful Roadhog said on his thing to me when I was listening to last night? He said, I don't have any friends. And I believed him. Because see, when you have friends, they'll be quick to say, let me tell you something. If you think my friends don't watch from bushes, they do. But some of them, they watch because they're still in that mentality to protect. So they watching waiting for a storm so they can jump in. And I tell them, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But see, your friends will also tell you, hey, D, that wasn't nice what you said. Or they're your friends. They'll do it. Hey, Susan, you really hurt Jessica when you said that. You know what I mean? That's what your friends do. They'll say, hey, man, instead of talking to them right now, come talk to me. I'm on my way. One of the things, every Valentine's Day, you ain't see any of my friends, except for this one. Every Valentine's Day, even in a relationship. I told you I was in a relationship 16 whole years. You know what I mean? Even in a relationship, I always get out with my buddies. We're going to go out and get something to eat. We're going to stop and have a smoke or a drink. We're going to get together because I love you. Because I love you. Just like on Valentine's Day, I'm going to make a special meal for my children because I love them. I'm going to stop and bend on my mama and hang out with her fella because I love her. I'm going to spread the love around. You get what I'm saying? I'm not, oh yeah, Valentine's Day only for me and my man, because there's somebody without one feeling like they don't have anything because they don't have a man on that day. Because some man, they got a man, he don't do nothing for them. Valentine's Day might as well be every day because he ain't doing nothing. So I'm just that person. So that's one of the things when I think of. Also, another thing I want to do is I'm going to drop up in people's cities for something to eat. So get ready to have lunch with me. Get ready to have dinner with me. But I definitely want to be a part of something different. Because the change starts with me coming on here, but it has to work through this world. It has to be bigger than this. This is a platform for the start. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. You know what I mean? And there's so many things, even when you want to do something right, there's so many restrictions. Like I've always wanted to open up a big courtway building. You know, one of them ones that got like 60, 70 apartments in it. But I wanted to set it up for like single mothers, not also the homeless ones, and single mothers, so that they could get a start of learning to do things on their own. But inside that building, I wanted to offer things like learning to cook, anger management, just things to help you be better, because it's all about the crown for me. It's all about the crown for me. I can't expect these princesses to even think they're princesses if the queens don't know they queens yet. It's just the factuals. It's just the actual factuals. So I'm on the upbuild, and I'm definitely on the upbuild for my men too, all around the world. But the first place I got to start is the place I've stretched so far from. And that is in my own hood, the sisterhood. So that, that's always on the top of my list, but it's not the only thing on my list. Because change it's got to be everywhere. Everybody has to know that you care just as much. So there's nobody who I don't care about. I mean, to tell you hate is a strong word. And I can't think of anyone I hate. I could think of the things they do that I hate. I could think of the ways I might hate, but I can't think of anyone I hate. I just can't. Because that's a lot of energy to give someone. And there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power in hate. There's a lot. Because before I used to be, I could have put a stroll out, it rolled to the floor, and then rolled back into the garage and out the, you know what I mean? Outside, because I had a list so long of who I hated. But I never realized how much on the top of the list was me. I started the list. So, just my growth. And I'm trying. And I respect anybody who is, I respect anybody who can see that, but really, it's not even respecting you because you can see it in me. It's just, I am so thankful. I am so humbled. I promise you, by people showing up and showing out. Y'all think I'm showing out. Y'all are showing out. Y'all are showing out. Y'all are showing out in such turmoil in this world and still showing up good here. That really shows me something, because we all going through. And the world going through even more. So now we going through and going through. But I definitely said I had to come on here, see my people, give some love, receive some love, see how you were doing. Oh, lasagna. I was just telling Deborah this earlier. Ooh, me love some lasagna. I do. Vegetarian lasagna. I love lasagna. I do. I'm gonna take you up on that. Put that in my mental. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget. That's why I tell people, they always say, oh, the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I said, that's funny, because I'm a whole woman. And there's something in breaking bread with people. There's something in that is so strong. It's so strong. That's so strong. Yeah, I'm surprised I don't do a thing called dinner time, and but I understand that one of the things that we don't do, a lot of people don't do anymore, and that's go to the table together. So I never want to interrupt that. But hey, if you ever alone, I'm the type, I used to do this, y'all. I come in, my buddy, we go into a restaurant, I see somebody sitting by themselves. I say, well, let's sit by him. Then I'd sit by him. And if they were reading or working and they seemed comfortable by themselves, I was fine. But if by any chance they seemed lonely, I would say, hey, you want to join us? Or can we come sit next to you? Like if they were like, how you have like the countertop and it's like almost like a bar where you're sitting up to eat in a restaurant or something. I'd always say, can we join you? Because I just don't want nobody to be alone. I know what being alone feels like. I know what it's like to be in a room full of people who so-called care and be so alone. Be so alone. I know what it's like to be around people that you want to tell what's going on, but you don't want no judgment. So you keep it to yourself. And that feels lonelier. Don't ever worry about that with me. I'm not here to go back. Who am I going back to tell? People always say that, just between me and you. I say, well, you don't even got to put a disclaimer out to me. Yeah, I'm just not looking to tell your story to somebody else because you trusted in me to tell me. I'm not even going to throw around hints. And you know what else? You know Forever Lisa, right? I'm not going to tell a story, but trust me, she understands. I've already just told her story. Because it depends on what we're talking about. We talking about fighting, and I'm talking about, I ain't going to tell her story, but trust me, she know. Then we know what she's talking about. Now I'm assuming, y'all know what happened when we assume. You know what happened. So I ain't assuming shit. Danny can't do it. Oh, see you, Tina. I love me some Tina. Talk about she going to surgery. I might have to go sit in that waiting room. I'm sitting in that waiting room and wait. Oh, thank you for thank you. You know, Rock Just Living, Yahoo Boy, Forever Lisa, you all just recently have shared my videos, and I'm always thankful. I'm thankful. Some people say, "Oh, well, if that person shared, you must." That's our problem. Stop this judgment, because every time we pointing fingers, the rest point back at us. Stop yourselves and love sharing. Hey, even if somebody hates share you, they might hate share you, and somebody in that room might needed you. They might have needed to see me and say, "Oh, wait a minute, there is a safe place. Hold on, I thought this was something to this. I thought this was gonna be some drama, but I found a safe place to go." But I appreciate and I respect it, and I understand in this thing you have to do. You have to respect everything. And my first respect, the number one respect I have, is for each and every one of my subscribers, each and every one of my viewers. Because I learned one thing about YouTube. Y'all ever notice this? It's more hate watching than loyalty watching. Because people, I don't even watch that person because the sound of their voice make me sick. Yeah, I was watching that because I wanted to see what they were talking. Then you watch them. At least I can honestly say I was watching. And that wasn't hate watching. Hate watch. You don't get hate watch out me. When it comes to I don't want to watch you, I'll just catch the recaps because I won't watch it because I don't want it to enter my soul and bring that demon out of me that used to live there. No, thank you. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. I am gone. I can't. But it's a lot of hate watching around here. Yeah, that's right. And that's what I'm saying. But you always know when it's like a hate share. Now, sometimes an informative hate share. Now, that's a different kind of hate share. Now. But you know what I'm talking about. But usually the haters don't share. Unless they were just trying to make fun of you, but acting like it was someone's getting those, them bad compliments like Mean Girls. You know that. When you wait a minute. Did they share that? But I don't think like that. I think that everything has a reason, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that any content creator with the power to do that took the time to share a little of me. And it means something to me. It really does. It really does. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all ain't seen sharing. Till they give me at the community wall. Baby, baby. Because sometimes I watch, and that's another thing. We have to watch things all the way through. I can't make an opinion off the beginning and just the end. Or the end in the middle in this 10-minute segment. Sometimes I got to watch it all. But yeah, so I'm definitely about sharing and supporting. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Guys, like I said, I just came in. I said I wasn't going to keep y'all too long, but I definitely had to come drop in and see you all. Yesterday, I was going to come back live. And then I end up just talking to my son, talking to my aunties, and talking to my mom. I looked up. It was midnight. I said, where did my day go? Where did my day? But they say time flies when you're having fun. And I've actually got my stuff together. My brother, even though he was only here 3 weeks, he had some stuff that we got to take back to Chicago. Then, like I told you, my sister's transported some stuff to Milwaukee. So I made sure I got everything in there. So we already had it set up to just load up. So I got done with that today. So that's something I don't have to work with today. But yeah, I definitely had to come in and just have a chit chat with y'all early in the day and see how everybody was doing. Make sure y'all were okay and let you know I love you and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. And to me, the space is equal. Like the trust me is equal. And so I just wanted to come on and do that and say thank you. Thank you for everything. Like I said, these days I've never been flooded with so much love from the outside of my life. And I'm grateful. I am grateful for it. And it lets me know that not only am I doing the right thing, I am so glad that I really know from the inside out, the outside as you are, that I am enough. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for that. And then I hope to give everybody that feeling, because you are. You are enough. No matter what anybody said. And I'm truly believing that the more people try to dim your light, is the more that I know that you had something that we all need to know. So thank you. Much love to everyone. Much love to everyone. I hope everyone has a good day. Don't forget when y'all offering these lasagnas and talking about all these meals, the day is gonna come. The day is gonna come. Daddy gonna be right in your city. Hey, hey, Marianne. Hey, girl. Hey, Susan. I'll be right in your city. And we might as well go out like childhood friends because we're gonna have a good time. I promise you that. I promise you that. I just said I promise you that, and Siri said I'm on it. What is she on? What is she on? Because she's not on her job. Because I didn't ask you for anything, so Siri. Jeez, please. She worse than Nino. Thank you. It's always good seeing you all. It is. It's always good seeing you, Marianne. I really enjoyed it. Forever, Lisa. I'm glad you caught us today. I hope you had a great time in here. We love on you. You're a queen. Everyone in here is royalty. No one in here is trash. Like I said, everyone is royalty. And sometimes somebody might come show their royal ass. We get rid of it and we keep on moving. Because we royalty. We got to keep it going. It happens. It happens all the time. Triple A, love you. Susan, Tina. Heidi, selfie queen, love you. Every time I say they royal ass, that just makes me laugh so much. That just makes me laugh just thinking about it. Just every time I say that, that just tickles me. It really does. It really does. And to everyone who came in and through and who come through later, much love. I hope you're having a good day. And if you're having a rough day, I just hope we brought some kind of joy to you and let you know that we care, we're there, and we're thinking about you. We really are, because we really are, So I definitely want to make that clear. I also want to, hold on one second, because I don't even want to make a mistake. And I want to thank Debbie. Debbie, love you. And I want to thank her for the cash app. Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed this. And please don't ever feel like you're obligated because I put a cash app. I'm just sending but I do appreciate anything and everything. I appreciate the love that's priceless. Money couldn't buy it. Respect, money can't buy respect. You know what I mean? So I am thankful. I am thankful and I am grateful for all of you. And I'm going to get up out of here and hopefully, if I don't, I'm going to say it. If I don't see you in another chat later on today or during the day or in your chat today, I might come back. But if I don't, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm definitely still thinking about you and still making sure everybody is good and hopefully having a great day. And thank you for being a light. Thank you for being a light in this dark, dark place we call the tube. Thank you, because I know that means you're a light to the world. You know what I mean? So thank you and have a good one. Y'all hear Nino back? I'll see you.